Good evening, Bruin fans, and welcome to a off-season edition of Something Bruin with Coach Cook here in spring 2024. And Coach Cook, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, Rags. How are you, man?
Hey, I'm doing great, and I tell you what, I don't know where this school year went. I see that private schools are down to less than 3 weeks, and public schools,
Yeah,
what, probably 4 or 5 weeks, and then it's summer break.
absolutely. Just a few more Mondays. We
Right,
try to take the weeks away and we just focus on that one day per week to
right.
get to it. But we're excited. We're all teachers, educators, students. It's beautiful how we have that, summer break, 2 months off or right around that amount and recharge and go back at it. But it has gone pretty fast. This semester has been full of excitement, full of changes, but we're right where we need to be going into our summer.
Yeah, and there's one thing. It's one thing about football, professional football. It's always talked about in the off season. College football talked about definitely in the off season. Well, probably here in the last 5 or 6 years, Jamie and Larry, Matt Hatfield. I mean, people want to know about high school football. So, how's Bruin football been here during the off season?
Bigger, faster, and stronger. It's been noted by several coaches, and I've seen it myself. One of our best off-season acquisitions was bringing in a strength and conditioning coach, and that has really given our kids the last 3 months an opportunity to grow in size, gain strength, and obviously once you become stronger, you run a lot quicker, a lot faster. So that's been very well for us in the off season. We got guys lifting big weights, but not lifting too soon to where they plateau. But we got guys having gains. It's just really good and exciting, and they want to be there. So we've averaged about 34 to 46, 47 guys that are in the weight room throughout the week. And we still got student athletes currently in spring sports like baseball,
Right.
track and field. So it's good to see our multi-sport athletes as well still competing for us, and then we all come together as one big family in the second or third week of June.
Right. And, one thing is with, definitely the deep tradition here of football athletes here in the Tidewater area. I see that Philip Sims,
Yes,
over there at Princess Anne High School hosting a big 7-on-7 here this Saturday.
absolutely. It's going to be fun. We want to see if our kids got better from when we very first started. But it's awesome, for our city. It's awesome for, our hometown coaches, hometown guys to really open up that platform and allow young men across the 757, the peninsula, and even regionally. We got Manchester coming down. So it's good to see a lot of, talent come to one area and really compete, but really grow. That's the biggest. Are you really growing? Are you understanding the basic installs and concepts that we want our kids to kind of have going into summer?
Right. And let's talk about this past Tuesday night, what you did for the parents and the football players. But, I know it was a recruiting symposium, but also what I liked about it was the two guest speakers, here you are, 2024, and you talked about how you knew the guest speakers for a long time. So it also shows the student athletes and the parents,
Mhm.
hey, what we do right here in high school, come 20, 25 years, you're gonna make connections for when you're part of high school football that deals with relationships when you become adults. I mean, that was awesome to see.
Yes, I can't. I mean, it's great. It's just great. But this is what sports provide. This is what football provides, and having those relationships, whether during the time you were competing with the guy or not, the level of respect how you handle the game, how you went about the game, goes far greater than what you could do when you were playing it. And these relationships that I have with many people, whether they were rivals at one point, they're great friends of mine now. They're mentors to my personal children. They're mentors to a lot of men, young ladies in our community and abroad. But it's awesome. I think the other part is when you have a long-term relationship like that, parents tend to trust that value. Right. So now the words mean they mean something, versus just bringing somebody in that they never heard of and you're just trying to receive what they're saying. So to me, it was a blessing. I think everybody who spoke, our guidance department representatives did a great job. Miss Ransom and Miss Moore, Miss McClenny, our access advisor, did a great job. Miss Ann Bartow, 15 years of starting our booster club and at 2 levels and seeing it through was awesome in delivery. So we are very thankful. Miss Cook taking on a role of academic support and advisor to the football program and our student athletes that are in it. We couldn't ask for anything more, and then the marshals greeting people and just making it a great evening and an inviting evening. They did a phenomenal job. So we're just blessed. We've done this 4 straight years. We appreciate the information that we're putting out to our parents because recruitment and high school and college sports is forever evolving. So if we're not keeping up with the times, then we're doing a disservice to our school community and to our parents that trust us to lead their young men.
And if the marshals are involved, then it's an official school event, and nice touch there for even those students that serve as marshals and can have that program promoted there with them serving.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And Rashad, it's just crazy how just this school year has flown by, and Coach Thomas has what a great long-standing with the football program that he had, but then an opportunity came for him to be the head coach of varsity basketball. So even one position to fill there for next year is the JV head coach job.
Yes, absolutely. And it's a hard position to fill. Charles has dedicated himself to West Branch Bruin football, Jolly football, our youth football leagues over the past 20 plus years has been a huge impact. But not only that, he was a pillar of our community. He learned how to build relationships. He learned how to create and establish relationships. I met a lot of people while working with Coach Thomas through these past 4 years. And, just big shoes to fill. But we're going to find the right guy. We're taking our time in that process. And when we do it, we want to be correct. We want to hit it right. So we're excited about a new chapter in West Branch football and a new leader. But one thing about our program, our varsity staff, is our JV staff. So our freshmen, our sophomore, our incoming freshmen will not go without. It's awesome to see Coach Duncan, for example. He's been with me for going on to 5 straight seasons, and he's been able to develop incoming freshmen to his graduating class that will be walking in a few weeks. So it's awesome to have that stability. It's awesome to have that quiet calm of one voice, one technique, one teach, one concept, one scheme. And Coach Duncan has delivered that along with many other coaches on my staff.
Yeah, and the funny thing is about Coach Duncan, between his parents, his cousins, many people in his family, Bruin alums, but when he went to high school, they currently didn't live here,
Correct.
So he went somewhere else. But,
Correct.
With coming back, being part of Monarch football, and now as an adult, being part of Bruin football.
Absolutely. He's been great. Like I said, he's been great. A lot of our guys, Coach E, again, a Bruin alum. We know Coach Duncan isn't, but his ties to Western Branch gives him an honorary member. How about that, right? He's an honorary member to our school and our school community. Coach Duncan is awesome. He's done a great job. And, we got so many alum, Coach Winley, Coach Black. So we're happy. Even Coach Delbridge at our feeder school at West Branch Middle, being a Bruin alum, Coach Brian Delbridge, done a phenomenal job. So we're very thankful for, adding alumni to our football family, our culture, bringing them back to our football family and culture. And it's been great for our program, especially in this day and age where the high school transfer portal is real. It's something when you have Bruin alum that can really talk about the standard, the expectation, and what it takes to be a Bruin. And kids have gone to the local elementary schools, the feeder middle schools, and now at Western Branch High School. Those guys tend to stick around and see it all the way through.
Yes, and you bring up Coach E. I mean, him and I, we met junior high and graduated together. So
Yes.
here we are 30 years ago, right here in the second semester where we were getting ready to graduate and see him being part of Bruin football here as an adult.
Correct. He's been great. He's everything that I could ever ask for since the day that we had a conversation and he accepted that leadership role, being a part of this program. Again, re-accepted that role and has really hit the ground running for everything we've asked, everything we do. He takes it with pride. I tell him all the time, man, I appreciate you. Oh, man, come on, he says. But it's really genuine when I share that with our coaches and our coaching staff, because they are very unselfish coaches and they care about the kids in our community and most importantly, Western Branch High School.
Yes, and not to look too far past, or into the fall, but Coach Jay's son, Brian.
Yes.
With him working Georgia Southern Athletics, and Georgia Southern comes to town this fall to play Old Dominion, and I think Brian, does something with the football team there at Georgia Southern. So just even Bruin alums here taking it one step further here with college athletics, and Dre, they're at a new position there with UNC Charlotte, and just seeing the guys that learn Bruin football and now taking it a step further there in the college game.
Absolutely, and they're all doing well. Those guys are doing well. They still have a abundance of Bruin pride. I can hear them now. What do you mean still have? They always had it, right? But they're taking our high school, they're taking our community to higher heights, and doing it at a high level. So we're definitely thankful and grateful for all of our alumni, even Miss Tiffany Sykes,
yes,
all the way down in Florida, Tallahassee, and creating a lot of buzz and persevering through a lot of things. She's done a phenomenal job. We're so happy for her. I can't wait to see her in person. I'm sure that ring is like off the chains.
Right.
That FAMU ended up winning, but we're doing great all around in our communities. Even the names that don't come up often, we know without a doubt they are also doing wonderful things here and abroad.
Yeah, and then also here are recent alums that are currently part of a college football program. I mean, just here between March and April, colleges having spring practice, spring games, and definitely awesome to see a bunch of tweets, with Bruin alums there being part of spring practice, spring games to get ready for the fall season.
Hey, you can't hide that Bruin pride, man. Absolutely. We're happy for them. We were just a part of their journey. I like to say that. I think these kids, the hours they put in, the love they have to have for this game, especially to play at a high level beyond high school, they got to do some of the uncommon things. So we're just happy to be a part of that process and that journey. We're very pleased where they are. A lot of our young men are doing a great job. We got guys like Marcy Bruning, like Christopher Newport, that has solidified itself as a leader within that program. Coach Crawley came to visit our campus and spoke nothing but great things about him. You got guys like Caleb Broadbent that have bought his time, and now Norfolk State are really leaning on him to really step into that role and compete at a high level at the D1 level. You got Todd, coming off an injury and getting his body back and getting where he could, compete at a high level at Shenandoah, and Mike Bowen. All those guys are doing good. So it's good to hear and see. Also, to me, those guys are guys that pass the torch too. So you got, Riley Higgins going to Elizabeth City, Aiden Lawson joining a couple of teammates at Norfolk State. Devin Cook went in as a mid-year at Wake Forest. You name it. You got Jaden that's going to Christopher Newport. Jalen Perry, is going to Christopher Newport to join Mossy. So it's so exciting to see these guys continue to pass the torch. I've shared with coaches that over 3 going on 4 or 4 years, we got 20 guys in school, and whether it was a semester or whether they're in it right now, which most of them are, they've done a phenomenal job at their respectful university or college.
Yeah, and the other thing is when nothing against the kids that don't want to play a sport, they can always have a teacher as a mentor. But the one thing is about being part of a sport, they're in high school or sports, if you do play, throughout the school season, is those coaches. I mean, yes, everybody wants to win, but those coaches here, whether you get the opportunity to play at the next level in college or you need a letter of recommendation to get into a college and you don't want to play, that's fine. But with having that coach, that's a mentor, that's there for you to win at the game of life.
Absolutely. When Desmond Cook went on his William and Mary official visit, one of the things that really resonated with me as a coach and a parent was processing how certain companies and corporations interview. And not saying it's only at William and Mary, but it made a lot of sense in a game called life. Most want to hire someone that has competed before.
Right.
Most do, not because they could be on time or be dependable, but they can handle constructive criticism sometimes. They can handle adversity or fight through it, or they've already proven that they could do it. So they become good candidates to hire, depending on whether it's education or corporate America, military. And to me, that just really sat with me, that I never looked at it from that perspective. When we were coming out, it was always told, talk about the dependability of who you are and not the person that can handle more than be dependable. And I think the athletes can handle a lot more things because they don't just go to school, come home, study, and then master the test. They come to school, they have extracurricular activities, and it could be fine arts too. It doesn't have to just be sports.
Right.
Or you're in a band, or you're in a drama, or you're in a play. Those individuals have to do a little something extra to stay afloat and stay ahead. And I appreciate what football provides, what sports provides. I think female sports are becoming more recognizable, not because of females, but because of the talent that they have. The one thing we know, we look at basketball, the rim is the same circumference.
Right.
The 3-point line is the same distance. Now, the ball is a little bit smaller, but at the end of the day, when it goes in the hole, it's a point. It's 2, it's 3, it's 1. And these women have done a great job showing that they are blessed with talent just as much as men. So I just being a sports guy, I value what sports gives, and you hit the nail on the head. It just prepares you for a lot of things.
Yes, and I did tell Josh, when I saw him sing, I said, hey, I said, it's awesome to see, football, they're represented, they're in chorus, and it all stems back to administration. I mean, Mr. Hicks, he's at the He's at the athletic events. He's at the music. He's at the
He's
concerts.
everywhere,
Yeah, right,
absolutely,
right,
as well as the rest of our admin team
right.
and supporters. Even teachers are going to certain functions to support their students and support West Branch High School. 100%, I'm with you. It's just a beautiful high school to be at, but we're alum, of this high school, so we know. And to really look at this 25 years, 26 or 30 years later, wow, it's still thriving. West Branch High School is still thriving. And to me, I shared with a coach, I think it was Buffalo, University of Buffalo came in. And, one thing I said, a lot of people think this is work. This is not work. This is fun. It's really, for me, community service to give back to our school community and our football community base and abroad. And it's been fun.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Even with the transfer portal in colleges, it's still awesome to see college coaches not just coming into our high school, but there with Hawk over at Norcom. Definitely awesome to see
Yes.
college coaches still coming into the hallways of the high schools.
Absolutely. And some have figured it out. Some understand that they got to keep a good amount of high school players around. And then the portal guys are guys where they need to fill positions immediately. I think when you completely get away from high school, you have now set your school program up for failure, because a lot of guys are not coming in understanding the foundation of the tradition. They come in a lot more mature, a lot more polished, and a lot more seasoned, but they may not buy into what makes that university or that state or that college what it really is. The high school kids have to go through a learning process. And in that learning process, it's embedded in them what it looks like at that state, college, or university. So I think a lot of schools are figuring it out. And I know, Rags, when we first started, everybody wanted to go in the portal as soon as it opened. And then the portal got even bigger as soon as it closed, or right before it closed. So now they're kind of figuring out what spring ball looks like and the guys they brought in, whether they're mid-year or whether they were red shirt coming back. And I think that's when they kind of fill the spots or voids with a high school athlete or with the transfer portal kid.
Yeah, and so here we are, Memorial Day weekend just around the corner, 7-on-7, this weekend, but come the summertime, I mean, there's a couple more 7-on-7s, they're in the summer, but here in a couple weeks, just have a nice little break, and before you know it, that a couple weeks after 4th of July, the whistle's gonna blow for first official day of practice.
Absolutely, man. I think you haven't missed one yet. Don't quote me, but it's good to see you on day one, if not day one, first week. But yeah, it's gonna be here quick. We always say what you do 6 months ago is gonna show up 6 months later. And our kids have really been putting in work late January into February. Our strength and conditioning coach has done a phenomenal job, getting their bodies ready. And I think with the schedule we have coming up, which we had last year, which is very tough, we're looking forward. We're going to look a lot different. I think at the end of the year, I told everybody we would not be the same West Branch High School team that ended the season. Although, versus Thomas Dale, you got a glimpse of how good we really could be. And Thomas Dale was the number one seed and a very good, quality opponent. But we really played lights out that night. We just ran out of time. That's taking nothing away from Thomas Dale. They did a good job game planning for the second half. And, that's just the way the game ended. However, our retention is there. We are going to be good. A lot of our young guys that were sophomores are going to be juniors. And we're excited about the Christopher Frazier's that are stepping in roles. Dayon Curry, that was a freshman a year ago, stepping into, a new role. Aiden Waters, what a difference a year makes: maturity, speed, strength. So, we're excited. I'm excited. I love the fact that our staff, we're all locked in. We just had a staff meeting just before this show, before our podcast. And we kind of looked at our next 4 weeks and glimpse of where we want to be and need to be going into the summer, and obviously preparing ourselves for camp. So we're in a good flow. You see the smile on my face.
Right.
It's been a while, but football is almost here, Rags, and we got some things coming up in the next few weeks that I would like to put out there. But right now, we're just pleased with our growth as football players. The IQ of our kids have grown. Our coaches have embraced the process, and we're in a good space today.
Yes, and let's see, with Elizabeth and I knowing some PTA officers of the lower schools, I know that definitely homecoming is a basic popular, and with my class
Yeah.
having their 30-year reunion, we know that October 18th is already the homecoming game, but
Yes.
the season's going to be here before you know it. And one last topic.
Okay.
When Mark Didowick was at the helm of being the athletic director there, 25 years, he was definitely involved with Portsmouth Sports Club. And
Yes.
Coach Jay won high school coach of the year. Vince Hall I know that he won the college player of the year, and he might have, there in '02, might have won a high school player of the year. But definitely, I know that Portsmouth Sports Club recognized you here recently with your coach of the year recognition, and it looks like another Bruin alum come May 21st is going to get an award from the club.
Yes, absolutely. Desmond Cook actually received it as well in 2022, being one of the top linebackers in the state and in the area. You've seen the stats, Rags. It's all
Right.
there.
Right.
It's hard to say how they go about the evaluation process. It's hard to say how they select. But I think, based on a spring season into the fall is how they vote. And what he was able to do in the spring, being an All-American in track in multiple events and in multiple seasons, I guess, or multiple different platforms, was impressive. His career here at Western Branch High School, 4-year starter, 42 starts, started in state semi, won a regional title. Just awesome. Very happy for him. And again, we can't predict anything. I can't. I can't manipulate anything. And I think, to me, sometimes you sit back and you let go and you let God. And for Devin Cook, he's done a phenomenal job. He's maintained a 3.0, participating in 3 sports year round, and just has been a scholar in the classroom just as much as on the field. Shutdown corner, we all know, and went in as a mid-year to Wake Forest, had a great spring, got a lot of good reviews from all the coaches on the defensive staff, and just what a year. So very happy for him. I think we always say you got to own what you put on tape. And I think when you put the tape on or you look at everything he's done, he's really put in that work to earn this, to be deserving of this honor. So we're very happy for him. Western Branch High School football is happy for him. And we're excited for the next guy after Devin Cook is celebrated to see who that next guy is that's going to be deserving of that honor or accolade.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's great here to see another Western Branch football player, being recognized there from the Portsmouth Sports Club. And Rashad, I thank you for your time. Any
Yes.
any final comments here before we close out?
Yes, we're in the final stages of getting our youth football camp, our 4th year doing it, completed. So prayerfully, all information will start coming out, if not tomorrow, first thing in the weekend or Monday. We're looking to do a mid-June welcome to Western Branch High School meeting with parents, players from Jolliffe Middle, as well as Western Branch Middle, as well as returning and newcomers to our football program currently here at Western Branch High School, only for our feeder schools. So we're looking to do that right before summer conditioning starts, give parents a lot of peace of mind, give them the things they need to be prepared for as many are transitioning up as first-year members of our football program. So those are two key things, Mark, that we have coming. Excited about the summer, excited about a lot of things that we have coming in a few weeks. I know we'll be hearing from each other soon, buddy.
Yeah, well, no, I appreciate your time, and glad that we could continue this, and come there August, we'll be kicking off here season 4 of something brewing here with Coach Cook.
Absolutely. Better bring that sunscreen.
That's right. Well, hey, Rashad, thanks again for your time, and you guys have a great time here this Saturday here with. I know that Philip Sims has done his own promoting
Absolutely.
there on Twitter, and it looks like a good crowd,
Yeah.
and hopefully the weather will hold up, as it's going to be. I think Princess Anne refers it, there on the boulevard,
Yeah,
being right
absolutely.
off of Virginia Beach Boulevard. But thanks again, and appreciate your time to catch everybody up here with Bruin football, and go Bruins.
Go Bruins.
All right.